would you explain the environment when you first got there, and then as things started rolling? Would you say that you explained before that everyone started working together and really well? I mean, how did you personally deal with the emotions of yourself, the emotions of other people, patients?
Right. The environment down there was controlled chaos. There's no way that that cannot be chaotic. But the disaster response plan that they had in place down there for a mass casualty worked. At no point did I feel like our capacity was overwhelmed. We were completely in hand in tracking patients after they'd been initially assessed and able to follow up on them and recognize critical changes. The amazing capacity of all of the different disciplines within medicine to work together to take care of these patients, and as I said before, do some good in the face of this evil, was like I'd never seen before. And I don't think anybody can prepare for 100 patients, especially 100 patients with gunshot wounds that until you can prove it otherwise, could die right in front of you. I think personally, my training, both in the Air Force and at Penn State University, prepared me for that. Dealing with these type of patients on a much more controlled and lower volume allows you to scale it up, and you just fall back into your natural abilities, your muscle memory, the things that you know how to do. And then when it's all said and done, you sit back and think about it. And I think, now, almost 48 hours later, the gravity of the incident hasn't hit me. And the thing that sticks with me is talking to these people, our patients, who had to witness a war zone on the Las Vegas Strip.
What would you say to the families, friends, and those who've survived this in the aftermath of healing, and what they should focus on, as Vegas should focus on, as a nation we should focus on? What are things that you would pass along that you focus on?
I'll never stop being amazed by the immense capacity that our patients have to forgive us for the things we can't do and appreciate us for the things that we do. We weren't able to save everybody. Their family members were still very grateful for the care that we were able to provide. And talking to many of the injured victims, I think that I would wish them first a speedy recovery, get them back home to their families, to the comfort of their own bed. But to know that the acts of one person aren't, the acts of many. That one man did terrible things to almost 600 people, but as we've seen in the days following, hundreds of people have done amazing things to help support us as providers and physicians and nurses, to help the families of the victims and our patients, to help our patients, to help keep us fed, them fed, transportation. The overwhelming amount of humanity that has been shown for the past 36 hours has been amazing, and I think that's what should carry them forward, and that's what's going to carry me forward, and what helps me get out of bed every day and do the job that I do. I think it's an immense honor to be able to take care of patients as a physician, as a surgeon. I think having them and their families trust me to put them to sleep and operate on them is an honor and a privilege that the words don't really do justice.
What would you say was the time of when it started? How long were you there? How long was the work hours for?
Yeah. So the event started for me at almost 11:45 when we received the notification from Air Combat Command. I got downtown as quick as I could. I may have violated some traffic laws getting there, but knowing that I needed to take care of myself first and get there safely. When I arrived, I sort of lost track of time. taking care of patients. There was the initial wave was finishing, and then it was cleanup. And then after that, about 3 a.m., the second wave came, where critically injured patients from smaller hospitals in the valley that weren't able to take care of the capacity that they had started sending people to us. All along, the trauma center was taking other trauma patients that had been injured from completely unrelated events or had been trampled trying to flee the event. By about 7 in the morning, things had really slowed down. We had one trauma transfer coming in about that time, and we met as a team, all the trauma surgeons and that were there that night, the surgery residents and the incoming team, and talked about the patients. All of our patients that predated the incident that we still had to render care for moving forward and that evening, in addition to the new traumatically injured patients from the events of the evening of October 1st. So my day was pretty much a normal shift. I went in at 11, I went in about midnight and left about 8:30 in the morning. I hadn't slept the entire day before, except for about an hour that I got from the 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. when I woke up. But I went home, took a shower, and came back to work here at the 99th Med Group, continuing to do the things they need to do to take care of our active duty airmen and their families. Then I went home to sleep.
Is there anything you'd like to add?
There's so much I want to talk about, but like I said before, this is all pretty new. I'm sure over the next coming days I'll think of more things, but I think the message that I want to send to the airmen here in the Air Force is that the doctors and nurses and medics that take care of you, we get these experiences in the civilian sector. Fortunately, places like here and our training keeps us ready to achieve the mission every day, operating on our active duty airmen and their families. And I think that it's an enormous privilege to be able to work with the SMART program downtown and UNLV. I'd also like to, the message I'd like to send to, I guess, the civilian population is centers like University Medical Center and the very close integration of military medical providers. It's a match made in heaven. It really is an awesome marriage of skills, mass casualty readiness skills, deployment experience, and the types of things that we don't always see in civilian medicine. And we're able to deliver that to the civilian population, to the taxpayers, who are also, our secondary mission. And I think the third message I'd like to send is to, future physicians, people in medical school. Think about the military as an option. I trained in a civilian medical school and a civilian residency at Penn State University. Joined the Air Force, and the experiences that I've gotten here and this experience is second to none. We have an Air Force residency program that is integrated with the UNLV surgery residency. And our surgery residents were there caring for these patients throughout the night and are currently caring for them. The experience they're going to get, they're going to be able to take on to care for active duty airmen and their families, both at home station and deployed.